Good early evening. It is a happy Sunday. It was a little, I felt the Sunday vibes, Sunday driving vibes in my vehicle. I gotta admit, I want to say I'm sorry, but I don't know if that's, what do you call it? A, like when you do it too early, I forget what you call that. Anyway, angels of light and love, I welcome you in to direct and to protect these messages, my chakras, my auras, my space, my work, my health, wellness, my essence, and that of my children's. Thanks so very much. I felt so many of those like little pushes today, especially in the latter half. So I've got to think, like, I used to think that was from like not so good forces, but because of the sense of urgency, this messaging, whatever that's from, it's I don't know where it's from, but it's from a different team that does it. And I partially got like cosmic type of like biotechnology or something like that when it came to like those little feels. Like, you got to understand, okay, when it comes to, let's say, just our moon, that anything with water is compelled by the moon. And knowing that that's just a singular thing relative to us, there's so much more out there. You know what I mean? So, that communication was from, I don't know, something else. But I feel like there's a sense of urgency, and I just started it. Spirit knows like how I am, and so I just want to get a progress report, like for real, for real. Spirit can be as blunt as possible, okay? I promise I can take it. It's gonna be okay. I'm gonna be better than okay. I'm gonna be awesome, okay? Spirit, you just tell me what I gotta get done tonight, and I will do it. Tell me what the deadlines are. You just tell me. It's gonna be okay. Better than okay. It's gonna be awesome, okay? So, the Fountain Tarot. We're back at it. This is my emergency card deck, car deck anyway. And so I just want Spirit to be, a little blunt about what I need to get done, the priorities. And I've started it, but I started later. It was hard to get, I don't know, there's something off. Anyway. And one of the messages earlier was like not to disappoint my team, like keep it together, Tina. If you're recognized, it's for a very good purpose, especially if it's done, especially if its premonitions are of a higher ranking, of like it's not a popularity contest when it comes to the spiritual realm. You have to put it into perspective, like the applications that they're meant to integrate. Okay, so keep your eye on. I guess we're gonna call it the prize. Yeah. So this is good. This is good. Like I never thought I would see myself in a place as I am now. Like in totality is great. Okay, so when we do a progress report, let's say a KP, what do you call it? An annual review. You fill out the assessment. You do a self-assessment to kind of propose what it is like. Just like kind of an overview of what you've done. Like, oh, I'm so used to wearing my glasses, I almost adjust them. That's funny. That's funny. Okay. So yes, there's a lot of like diligence in that, like, because I think that's habitual within like the thought process, and so it's just a reminder, because Spirit is omnipresent, but when you're working with like the pentacle vehicle of another person and the interaction, you gotta like kind of amp up their memory about like how you invested yourself, and then that'll be like the preset the proposed dialogue, the direction of where it will go. And that's great communication, like setting expectations rather than just like, you know, daddy's home type of talk when you're in a relationship and you're going to say something like the dreaded, we need to talk, and just leaving it at that, you know? So, this is good etiquette, good, not just good business etiquette, but good relationship etiquette, networking etiquette. And it's setting the precedence, yeah, of like the proposed agenda. And so when I'm doing that, like I'm just running through it, and I think that's where we're at right now. So Spirit, you gotta you gotta tell me it's okay. Okay, I'm ready for this now. You know, okay, this lid on my right leg. Oh, Page of Wands. That's the same thing. This is number one, just start it. Just keep going. Remember, incremental progress is excellent. Okay? You cannot undermine that. Okay? We all have our starts to everything. And when we look at that, it's moving out of our comfort zone with what was once before. Mm-hmm. That's very good. It's like being our own teacher, like self-taught with that, you know, that little pointer stick right there. So, what Spirit is saying is that we're like a little fairy. Holy smokes. You know how diligent the Fae are? Dude. I mean, there are different kinds of Fae, like, but for the most part, if you think about the, like the best of, you know, the most accomplished ones, they work extremely hard. They're so loyal to the cause. Yeah, so there's something magical about that, you know, very in touch with your child, inner child, and this is good. Spirit saying that is good. Keep going with that, because they're backing us with that light, you know, in the background. Instead of the spotlight coming at us like that, like in the 3D realm, it's coming from behind us. So isn't that, it's like that boost that we could all use. So this dress that she's wearing is white. It's almost like First Communion, if not like a flower girl almost. So there's something very innocent within this start. And that's, you know, like, you know what Spirit is doing? Holy smokes, this is a classic recipe regular managers do. They start off with I know Spirit's not playing me, but like I just know this is good etiquette coming from like the top down. It's very, very good. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's go with that. All right. What else do you want to say, Spirit? Because that was the messaging of before. Like I kept a video private that I did earlier today. It was before the pick a card thing, and it got a little mixed up because I totally forgot what I finalized as far as the question. So I was starting off with the question that I first proposed, like ideated, and then I ended up answering both questions, and nothing is like for everything is purposeful, okay? So I just felt embarrassed because I have people who are, you know, like newer subscribers and newer viewers, and even if it's just incremental, like it's still like it's a little embarrassing, so I need to get over that. And once I do, and there's a lot of other things to handle, so I just don't want to get ahead of myself. I'll digest that later, and maybe all this other stuff is going to help me digest, you know. So well, hello there. So progress report, for real. Maybe like you guys can vibe with it too. I'm supposing so. we can't carry on the burdens of what was happening yesterday, okay? Or how many yesterdays ago, okay? Because there was once a yesterday where I was like, kind of by myself. Not really by choice. Not by personal choice. And that was okay. That was part of my phase. So I had to speak really, like, and it was good practice to positively affirm myself. Okay, so, Spirit, tell me what's up, like, progress report, for real, okay? Tell us what's going on. You gotta get a good shuffle here, okay? That's what I'm hearing. I usually don't get that, but that's what they're saying here. I really feel like that. Okay, open book. Knight of Wands. Oh, dude, like, this is great because Spirit's saying, like, do a little dancey dance. You made your little touchdown by even just starting. The stuff that you have, like, you've already made the decisions of what you are going to forego, okay? And simplifying this is going to help you out an ish ton, okay? The trial that's supposed to come through, we're going to focus on what we already have, okay? We're not going to overcomplicate, like, fill up the future desk that we have to be at in trial with all of this paperwork and, like, spread ourselves thin in this unfamiliar territory. You're resourceful, Tina. Just go with it, okay? And so you made the right decision. You're listening to what I'm telling you, and you know, you're gonna cut your losses on, like, nickel and diming certain areas here and there. People are smart enough to be able to see. Yeah, definitely. When you put the puzzle pieces together, it's no longer a story. It's no longer fiction. So you can take pride in the fact that you started like we told you to today. There might have been several nudges, but you got it. You got it. You motioned through it. You spent time with the cat, and, like, you got a little crazy, but, like, dude, everything was positive, even if it was just me and my older son today. And made good progress. They saw exactly what I even created it. I know it sounds very small, but I created a to-do list. Like, once I got my ish together, got through the motions of, like, chore task type of things, and resolving how curious my cat is, troubleshooting, like, things that you know, just making sure he stays out of trouble. I resolved those things, and, you know, it's just like one thing leads to another. And, like, cleaning off the front porch, like, dude, just get up and go. That's all that it is. So if you are stressing about, like, some major thing, like that break session that we're talking about, the breakaway session to get to know yourself and, like, your applications on a very domestic level, very practical level, is going to help on a lot. It has a lot to do with getting to the big stuff. So it's good because now the due dates are kind of like the power of saying no is good. That's what they're saying here. You're confident in what you've already started. We're moving. Oh, this is graduating from page to the night level. Yes. Okay. Sorry. Okay. We're maturation. Okay. It's good. In fact, let me see here. Yeah. So we're seeing a natural evolution with the things that we're getting done. Okay. This is good. This is good. Okay. All right. Okay. Progress report. What else do you want to say, Spirit? I think during the review time, it is naturally a process where both parties will feel anxiety. Okay? Recognize that so we can get over it. That's it. Okay? Yeah. This is just a regular sit down. Just one-to-one. It's okay. It's good. Yeah, this is different. Like, we don't need to throw in a sales pitch of, you know, how we should get this or that. You know, there in the spiritual realm, they don't directly tie it with money. You know what I mean? So it takes away that anxiety from the equation. All right. So, Spirit progress report. What do you guys say? We didn't say annual review. We said progress report. Okay. Okay. This is good. This is great motivation for like strengthening certain areas and maintaining certain areas before that like final review comes in. Okay. All right. Right. Progress reports. These cards partially stick together. Ooh, this is good. So far, so good. Okay. The Magician card, extroverted. And the Nine of Cups, extroverted. Oh my goodness, this is so good. Okay. The Four of Cups, also extroverted or accentuated. And then the Six of Cups, accentuated. Oh my goodness, this is so good. There's a lot of love here. Holy smokes. There's a lot of love here for what we do. Like how we practice. Dude, the things... Okay, so when Spirit tells us, okay, you got to get these things done. You just got to get things done, okay? They leave it up to us. They're not going to micromanage. They want to see how we can self-manage and self-sustain. They want to see that maneuverability within us. They want to see us step up to the plate, okay? So, they may give us some examples, but more so, they have this, like, plot of, like, suggestions. You know, like when you go to the doctors and like, oh, you need to lower your blood pressure, etc., whatever. And they give you this ditto sheet of, like, all of the things, like the bullet points of samples, right? Of things that you can do, suggestions. So, there's this like etheric version of the things that we've got to do, and it's all customized according to whoever's here or whatever. And so we have access to that. Not our friends, not our foes, nor our acquaintances, but us. We have access to that, and that's part of like the test of seeing how resourceful we are, and how and seeing like as a prerequisite that we can trust ourselves and kind of brainstorm those things. And so the things that I chose to do are not exactly what you would think would be a high priority. Remember when we talked about how like you have to kind of prioritize by seeing how our certain resources or projects or whatever can hold on its own. Like there are certain plants, examining the roots, that in growth don't necessarily need soil. They can just survive with water. Like that, okay? And the only maintenance that you would need is just having it in sunlight and refilling it, you know? So in that, I was like, this is kind of abstract. I mean, it's great abstract art, but can, you know, I got a little hung up on that just a bit. I appreciated it more for its art form than seeing how to really apply that. Okay, and I know that's gonna, like, all is not lost. That's gonna help me down in the road. Okay, but Magician came through, and Spirit is saying, okay, just like you, that we have shown our resourcefulness. We have shown that we have chosen from all of those different things of what to do, that there was a natural, like, progression and the logic behind how one thing leads to another, and we were just like piecing, like, everything together. We weren't making it work. We just, things just flew naturally. Like, it showed our well-roundedness, our balance. So we engaged in things that we saw satisfaction with, that we were naturally finding temperance, like happiness with. Now, this is not an absolutely blissful state, but once you cross that threshold of, like, attending to domestic needs, as well as, like, your own temple, you can naturally see the things that, like, need to, like, kind of move away from the list. And especially doing that pick a card reading, remembering that highlighter. I usually like a variety, but on my bed I only had the yellow and the pink. And so, like, there's this huge contrast because there's so much on our plate that we have to keep it simple, okay? The things that must be done, the things that are important, and things that are absolutely important that have, like, a deadline attached to it. So, we're being, like, Captain Obvious with our task list, okay? Because, and it's become clearer with that investment, okay? And with that, dude, we're finding, like, a bond with everything that we do, for sure. Like, my garden, especially with the winds amiss like crazy today, I don't know where it came. Like, I don't know where it came out of, but it just all of a sudden happened. So there must be a lot of, like, turbulence, a lot of thoughts happening within me, because this is rather unexpected. And, you know, the veil is thinner. So, anyway, finding bond. Oh, yeah, what I was trying to say is my garden was tore up for sure. Okay. But it's good. There's protection in it because there's a lot of pine needles on it now. FYI, okay? So don't frown upon that. It's all good. So it's better now. It's doing better now. I pruned. I did, you know, it was good. And let me tell you, I thought I got rid of all of the stones that that carried bullshit energy from a witch that I told you about. That was, like, supreme bullshit. Remember? I'm not going to say her name, okay? Because it's not worth my time, not my energy. No. But these river rocks, I thought I got rid of all of it. And I will not allow it into my home. No. It's trash. That's the energy. It's trash. So I found there were, like, 8 of them or something like that. So she was still draining, like, within my vicinity. So now that I exhumed them out of my garden, I think that's the last of it. Like, the last time I talked about it, or like the last time I found some, I had to guess whether or not I was done with it, but I didn't get the final answer. This time, I really believe those were the last of it. It was so obvious. There was, like, this charm that was masking the area, and it's done with. It's done with. That, do you know how wonderful that is? Like, how many wonderful, like, dude, that was such a hindrance. But these are things that we don't really realize when we're moving too quickly and we are out of balance. And I have, dude, working on my garden, like being on top of things within it, like when I invest in my garden, like I can go outside 20 times a day. And it feels like I've been out like 3 times. So that sense of like needing balance, even though you're fully appreciating what you got there, fully invested in that, there's still that missing formula of balance. So anyway, it's finding bond. Okay. This is good. This is good. And especially being that this is like the vision of like the 10 of Cups. Like, it was so obvious. Like, you're bullshit. Oh my gosh. Goodbye, 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 goodbye. But this is beautiful because, so 10 and then 9, so we got 19 cups here. So this is like a full, like, bowl of happiness, you know, considering 19 is, Major Arcana, the Sun card. So it's like a bowl of sunshine. So that's, oh my gosh, Spirit is crazy. That's so good. I did not expect that. I thought Spirit was going to be like, okay, well, Tina, you got to get this done and then that done. Maybe they're going to tell me offline. But, yeah, this is good. All right, progress report. Anything more? This is not done yet. Okay. Progress report, Spirit, for real. Thank you very much. I wonder how I'm going to see my visitors now. You know, like, I wonder, now that I don't have this retail job and I'm maybe in going out more, like going out for a walk or going out to the park or going to the gym. Maybe it's in those avenues. I don't know. Oh my goodness, okay. So what fell down there? Oh, it's the Ace of Swords accentuated. Oh, the King of Coins, the Lovers, 7 of Cups in reverse, 6 of Coins, 2 of Swords in reverse, King of Swords in reverse, the High Priestess in reverse, and Judgment. Whoo! We got a lot going on over here. Progress report time. The truth is accentuated. It is being absolutely revealed. Okay? Bits of truth for everyone, but it's like, this sword being like on the horizon, it's drawing the line. Oh, Spirit is officially drawing the line. You know why? Because Judgment is on the back end for sure. Okay, so Spirit's saying, hey, Tina, you're highly productive, okay? You're industrious. Even though you felt everybody has their Sundays, okay? It's okay. It's good, right? The fact that I got this, dude, I still feel like my job is a blessing, for sure. I tried to access my last paycheck, you know, like, kind of look at the, breakdown. I tried to access it on the work app, but I got kicked out. So I don't know when I'm going to be, like, when it's actually going to come through, the last payment or whatever, but I got immediately kicked out. It's weird. It's just a scheduling app, really. But whatever, it's okay. So, why did I even say that? Oh, because, like, it's... Okay, I'm not going to draw any conclusions here. I'm just going to say, with my current state where I'm at, I feel blessed, for sure. So blessed that I got to keep some of those blessings, like, shh, you know? Yeah. I mean, by far, just the contrast, like, for real. So, Spirit's happy that I recognize that and I'm not getting too comfortable in a place, like, the the essence that I carry, Spirit understands to be one that appreciates the positioning. So, Spirit sees that I'm not going to take advantage of that. That I'm still on my game. I'm still like 100% there. And so there's this understanding that like I know what I bring to the table. This is bringing in like really, really good bonds, really like intimate, like for real, within the same energetic orb. It's this is really good communication. That's what I gotta say. So again, throw it up, you know, Spirit. Like you see that pentacle thrown up, and it's just like that. So Spirit sees that we're invested in relationship building. That the dreams are coming to fruition. Seven of Cups here is in reverse, so like our selections have been narrowed into, okay? So we know what we want. We're no longer like meandering. Like when you see something that you like, see something like you just know that's the one, right? So this is good. I don't want to fully romanticize my positioning because it's not the same feeling as falling in love, but I have to say that I recognize that I am being treated um better than I have been in any and all of the cases that I have been put through, okay? Um so people might like automatically skim the surface and say, well, like that's something to be jealous about, you know. Context again, people, you know, context. So there's still you know, I think the marrow, like the meat in all of this is this part of it, you know. The growth, the embodiment of growth, and being invested in recognizing that everyone has their own value set, and it's important for me to recognize that and get to know that. So I'm invested in that. And that's how I will kind of like romanticize the idea of um, encouragement to build relationships. Like, I don't really need to put myself out there to an extreme amount of people, but this is going to allow me, like within a control set, see what that's like in applications to the expanded audience. And that's the same for you too. So we're going to be able to practice on reciprocation and get much, much better at that. Spirit already sees this within our core essence that we carry right now. So what we've displayed thus far already depicts this energy. So it's also like a foreboding. So it's already a planned state that things are going to be like the coast will be clear for us. Things will be within our favor as we move down the path, you know. These are favorable conditions. However, there are other elements here which are kind of like there are some challenges still. Okay. Very like sharp people that don't work within their within the best light. Okay. However, because we're positioned like in such because we're very well practiced, Spirit has these people crossing roads with us that are due for a change because they're how do I say it? They're how do I say it? They are their gifts are meant for greatness in a way that's also meant to give back to them. It's ensured, in a way that it's ensured that they're like, we teach them how to gain solid satisfaction with their return. Okay, it's not temporary. So we're kind of like this insurance plan, let's say, where once we are employed to such avenues, that once we take like integration within these interactions, that there is a learning process that occurs on both sides. It's not really about maneuvering, but enhancing the understanding and worth of each party, so that there's maximized return in the effect of, let's say, instead of one person having a competitive advantage, it's the sum of all parts. It's this networking, this ability to bond, this proposed foreboding, that there's maximized returns within this bond. So this is excellent, actually. This is very, very good. So we also, within our mediation, are due to learn. So Spirit's saying, like, down the road, like, you're doing great, but down the road, this is like what I see for you, okay? And, you know, Spirit's also asking, like, tell me what you think. And this is excellent, because everyone's due for judgment. We all know that, okay? And it's coming in quick, like faster than hotcakes. Is what they're saying. But this is so if judgment is soon to arrive, okay, we might as well invest in a greater sum, greater return. So this is like bonus round, okay? Spirit's saying this is like extra credit, okay? Where I think there's an essence of tag teaming on responsibilities, to make it like spirited, like a decathlon. Is that what a decathlon is? Where like you pass the spirit stick, kind of? There's something that's like that. Especially with how we did it solo, from moving from page to night energy. So there's something about that there. Okay, I think that's what I've got to say about that. What Spirit wants to say about that. Okay, any remaining? I'm surprised that it didn't kick me off yet. That's weird. Okay. All right, anything else, Spirit, that you want to say in closing? Progress report time. So I think Spirit wants to keep it kind of like light and easy with this. It's very encouraging, I'd have to say. I have to say. There's no other way to put it. It's encouraging, because this is not a forum, a platform where we should assume that we're going to be scolded. Progress is always to be commended and always to be sought in each and every individual. Yeah. And once we recognize that on an individual basis, we will easily be able to identify their hard spots, like the rough points in any setbacks. But for here, everything looks so good. And Spirit saying also with those challenges of the High Priestess in reverse and the King of Swords in reverse, there are certain times where we have to um, forfeit certain bonds, like, you know, just call it a day, cut your losses, okay, with the King of Swords in reverse. Okay, we put away our sword, we're not willing to like fight this little like battle that's somebody's conjuring into a war. There's no need for that. Okay, we don't need to complicate our lives with someone else's problems. Okay, especially if they're not looking to like, it'll be easy to figure that part out. And then with the High Priestess in reverse, there's a lot more self-control involved, knowing that the High Priestess is very, 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 very in touch with the moon. So being compelled by those intuitive thoughts, it's kind of like, we know a lot, okay? We get a lot of downloads. So it's time to kind of temper that with certain relationships. Like, every spiritualist knows, like, in practicing, that if you get a download about someone, oh my gosh, let me tell you this. Okay, there was one customer in that past week. She was like, I don't know, like, I want to say super Asian, but like, just very like, I don't mean that in like a derogatory form. I mean like, well within her culture. And so I was handling a transaction with her. She kind of kept her distance, right? So there was no qualm there. Her behaviorisms, like, I certainly understand. So I didn't see any like bad energy there. But automatically, my womb area, my sacral chakra, like just the womb part of it, felt like absolute cramping. Like something was like being destroyed there. Something was really, really terrible. Like, it wasn't even my gut. It was literally my womb area. And I had to question it for a second, and she wasn't doing anything. Like, I don't think she was really aware of the complications that she had, like such trauma that she had there. So I don't know if something happened to her when she was a child, but I got that it was something medical, like adult medical, something that she should really, 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 really get checked out, because the it didn't even feel like, menstrual cramps. It didn't feel like that. It was, or like, when you get induced in labor, like, it didn't feel like that. This felt, it had its own league. So you don't just like volunteer information. You don't just spit that out, okay? There's bedside manner and there's ignorance, okay? So there's this stage that's coming to us where we have to be more considerate of what other people's thresholds are, because yeah, so um it's kind of like engaging in how our response time, and tempering like what our responses shall be, if any, once we read the energy of these characters. Because this high receptivity is like, I did not expect that. I only get messages like that, physically speaking, when, how do I say it? There's always a purpose to it. And a lot of the times when I initially started feeling those, getting those downloads, was whenever there was experienced sexual trauma, or even trespassing, like people who have a history of sexually abusing. Like, I get, or when someone who is like physically, like has a physical ailment, I, f- I feel those things. Like, it's not like, oh, I'm sad. No, it's not even Like sometimes it's emotional, but more so the strongest ones are physical. So that's something that like you like, I'm just opening up your mind to that if it's not already open to it, because there's a purpose in why I feel like I have to tell you these things. Yeah. So once your mind is open to these things, it kind of, if you are open to that, it kind of opens the door to those gifts. Yeah. So anyway, so we got that. Receptivity. I don't even know how it ended up getting to that point, but last thought spirit, we got okay. And I'm always told, like, there's always a connection, like an energetic connection to who it belongs to. So I know. I don't even need to be physically, like, or in dialogue with a person for that to happen. So this is actually really good to identify with prior to me putting myself really out there. I it's essential actually, so that I don't shortchange myself. Yeah, Spirit is just trying to show us, like, within these all, there's a multitude of lessons to be learned in this identifiers. So Spirit just wants me to recognize my value, our value, within these experiences. Like, you're the real deal. With each and every instance, it's like, no, Tina, you're the real deal. You're the real deal. This is like, that stuff doesn't come for no reason. Like, I've never experienced like that anything before. So anyway, last things you want to say, Spirit. One for me and one for us. Okay? Closing thought. One for me. The moon card in reverse. Okay. So this is about your intentions, Tina. You can start with that. Okay? Because that's your, like, internal chalkboard of, or whiteboard of, and also an inspiration board. So consider it like an all-in-one package where you can brainstorm. Like that. This is kind of like the primary source of, like, that ditto sheet that we just talked about. So it's okay. That's decent. Okay, one more. Oh, an invite. Okay, so there's a clear invite to upcoming manifestations too. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna leave that at that. Oh my gosh, so much came out here. It cut to the Knight of Swords and the Page of Coins. Yeah. So, people. Okay, there are people, a lot of people in touch with their inner child that are already invested in me. Okay, and things are gonna move absolutely quickly. Absolutely quickly. You just, like, the practice is to set the tone, like, what are your intentions, and just continue with that, because the more you know, the more you can identify with what you want and be in alignment with your needs, that it's going to be, like, it's going to set the tone for, like, okay, now you're cute. Okay, so there are people already kind of, like, have already made the decision on us as far as, like, queuing, or this is for me actually, queuing, like when they're supposed to come in, like when when they're going to be personally queued as right time to contact me. So that's that. Okay, so for us here, okay, closing thoughts for us, Spirit. excuse me. Oh, there was some magic there. That bird came out of nowhere. Or somewhere, anyway. Okay, that one. Three of Swords in reverse. This is excellent because these are new times. New... What am I hearing? Here's looking at you, kid. Who's... Why did... Where did that saying even come from? I forgot. Anyway, there's no more like heartbreak here. That energy is long gone. Okay, let's get a secondary card here for I'm hearing as a qualifier. But it's also a clarifier. Okay. Okay, that one landed in my lap. Okay. Oh, Two of Wands inverted. What? No, yeah, what? Okay. This is delivered by personal service. This is messaging where we are being personally handpicked. This is like personal selections. You know, like how people have are totally rich and they have their personal shoppers or whatever. I don't mean to like minimize it like in a commercial aspect, but this is like, no, we are absolutely handpicked. We are like actually with intricacies, like elevated intricacies, where you have people are very well like conduct themselves with grace and temperance and know their value to be able to take the time and invest in you know, like the working with the chopsticks is not always so easy, let me tell you. I had some slips and falls with those. But that's to say, however we've interpreted this in the past, in the recent past especially, is fully applied to the being like fine-tuned selected. Following as a clarifier and qualifier, holy smokes, they made sure I'm at the stage now where I will just tell you whatever it is that's being downloaded, even though it doesn't make sense to me at the time. When I say qualifier, I was like, I don't know why, but they said it, but it's also a clarifier. And this further, like, validates it. So, they're saying that we've been known to be trustworthy, reliable, that we're not going to go out and like change it up and like do someone over, you know, like just because we're freaking bored or whatever, or like having a bad day. We're not going to cause any of this energy, the Three of Swords energy, okay? It's in reversal. So because of that, people know we're trustworthy. That they can trust us. And so we are being absolutely hand selected. Do you know how rare that is in this day and age? This is Reformation. So, because of that, we're set as kind of like role models or examples, like hand selected. And again, not even hand selected, like very fine-tuned, very elite selections. And something about an election, like there's this ballot of the elite picking us. That's strange. Yeah. Anyway, that's happening, okay? Bottom of the deck, oh, Justice in reverse. How sweet is that? Top of the deck is the Hermit card in reverse. So there's an absolute like lit awareness in all of this, that, dude, things are coming along just fine. This is good. I don't know what else to say except bravo. Where did my other thing go here? Did I get it all? I don't know. I have to go pee. Just to let you know. I know that's TMI for some, but the call of the wild has answered, and I gotta recognize that. Okay, so thank you for respecting my time. Thank you to all my sponsors, our sponsors, who have donated light and love in every way possible. Thank you, Spirit, also for being like straightforward, upfront, positive, encouraging, in this like avenue, setting the tone not just for this particular instance, but it's a great learning experience to like what to kind of tally ho with down the road. Like this is a really good impression with like just releasing any anxieties, any fears, any like dead weights to like moving further. So anyway, thank you so much. All right, now upon closing these particular portals within these readings, I send all energies back to their appropriate locations outside of mine with their appropriate karmas due, assisting with that sequence of rollout. And good job. Yes, not just good job, excellent job. Okay, in light and love, and close these portals. Now.